The name of the show is The Way to Go. My name is Alan Bendich. I'm going to be your host, and tonight we have an extraordinarily great guest, a good friend of mine. He's like a legend in New York City in the film industry and managing talent. It's Mr. J.T. John Thomas. Welcome to the show.
Alan, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I can't believe I haven't been on the show. I've been working on it 5 years, not even on it.
Right, and it's amazing. And you are our casting director on the show.
Yes, I am.
And we've also worked, you've also co-produced Scriptless with me. And
That's right.
We've worked together a long time. And if I could say, I really appreciate all the films that you've given to me. And when you call me up to tell me there's a film to be done, it just makes me feel great because you know how much I love it. And I really appreciate everything about you.
No,
really
same here. I mean, like I said, I've been doing this 17 years, and I've done a lot of films, and you've been in quite a few of them.
Yeah, I know. I really appreciate it. I really do.
No, of course, man. You know, it just felt bad. I haven't been here in like ever, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
But, you know, things are going good. I've been working very hard. I've been, doing a lot of films, been working a lot with Steve Stanulus.
Yes.
And we're working on a film right now called Chronicles of a Serial Killer, where Donna McKenna is the casting director. And, of course, Steve Stanulus is the main guy, as always. Right. We love Steve. And Noel Ashman's going to be one of the producers on there as well. And it's going to be a great project. So I'm excited to work on that.
Is it a film, or is it going to be a television?
It's a feature film.
A feature film?
Yes.
Awesome.
And Steve has me as the casting associate, which I love working with Donna and Steve and Noel and the whole crew, John Bianco and everybody. They're all amazing.
Well, Steve is a name too. I mean, I've
Steve,
read about him. I mean, he has an interesting past too. I mean, in terms of like, wasn't he a bodyguard at one point?
He was a bodyguard for Leonardo DiCaprio. He's done a lot of great stuff.
I know, he's an incredible, and he's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just seeing how people react to him also, he has a certain magnetism that I've noticed.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm working on a film right now, which is my first SAG new media. Finally got it right. And it's called Redemption at Gun Hill Road. And
wow.
Austin Bortnick, who's one of my directors, we have a clip of my TV series up on Sugar Hill I did with Ray Lobito, and of course Ann Mitchell wrote it,
right.
which we had an incredible cast and crew in that. And Austin right now is taking leave of absence for a while.
Right.
So we have Chris Bacone, who works at HBO. He's going to be actually directing and editing Redemption at Gun Hill Road. We're doing the first episode, the first scene, I believe. Yeah, first scene at the end of May.
Right.
You're in that. We got your role, of course, in that.
Thank you. That's a great surprise. Awesome.
Well, kind of a surprise, but we actually were telling you, we were going to figure out what's going on, but we got you in there, definitely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I have, you'll be playing, Sammy DeFury's playing the lead.
Right.
We also have Lou Lopez.
Right.
Tommy Archie, he's amazing. He's going to be in there as well. And we have other people that are attached. Some of our producers, which I don't know if you met, but one of my producers, his name is Jamar Edmondson. Yes. He's a martial artist. He's a great actor.
Fantastic.
And in fact, he became Union when my buddy Lorenzo, Sandra Anderson.
Yes.
They have a TV series. He got on their show, The Fever. Shout out to The Fever.
Right.
And I help them out once in a while with that. They're a fantastic TV series. But, Redemption's going to be a great project.
Right.
And someone new that I've actually been working with, Anthony Lally, who's actually helping me produce this, along with his wife, who's an actress, and her name is Teresa Lally. She's phenomenal. So she's going to be producing with their daughter, Love, who has a huge Instagram following. Right. So they're working with me on a bunch of projects, helping me produce some stuff. And, it's just, we're finally getting this Redemption. Oh, wait, we're still casting the rest. Right. But it is going to be my first SAG new media I'm doing by myself.
But, the interesting thing about Gun Hill Road, I used to live near Gun Hill Road in the Bronx. So I'm like so excited about this.
Well, Rob wrote this.
So I didn't.
Rob DeBella.
Oh, right.
So Rob DeBella wrote this for me over a year and a half ago.
Right.
And unfortunately, certain situations happened. So, we couldn't do it. And
he wrote, what was the film that he wrote that I was in? I can't think of the name of it, but wasn't it Ken Kushner's film?
yeah, he wrote a couple of Ken Kushner's films and everything.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal writer.
Right.
And
That's
he's
fantastic.
a great guy. He's got a heart of gold. And, he helps me out a lot. And, I help him out a lot. As far as, different projects and so on that we're trying to work together. He's a really good guy.
So how's your management coming
The
along?
management took a little bit of a turn because what happened was I'm casting and producing.
Right.
So my management, I kind of have somebody I've been training. His name is Oliver.
Right.
He's actually here somewhere.
Right.
And he is taking over as far as just submitting the actors for me.
Right.
So in other words, he's going to be the one that's submitting all the actors that I'm managing, whatever, he's submitting them.
Right.
So this way, it's like two separate divisions.
That's
you have
perfect.
the casting and producing on one end, and you have the management on the other.
And it's amazing. I mean, how many actors do you know? I mean, you know so many people that, it was the natural, progression for you to go into directing, producing, and making your own films.
What started me on casting and producing, I worked on one film, and I got familiar with it, and I got to love it, and I got to see from putting stuff together to building stuff up, it's just, a really good thing. Like Tony Farrell, he was producing his own projects, and now he's like in everything. So he's doing
And he's
really
a really
well.
great actor.
Oh, Tony's amazing.
And he's such a nice guy, too. And I mean, and I met him in a project that you got me on with Paul Marmondo.
Paul Marmondo, that's another one. Paul Marmondo, Anna Marmondo.
Yeah,
we did Bound by Debt.
That's it. That's where I met him.
And that's doing fantastic right now. Bobby Giuselli's in that. Sammy plays the lead in that too. And that's going to be huge because we're working on another project coming up soon. I mean, Paul's great. Paul works very hard.
And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have had my cast for Scriptless. I mean, and we're rerunning the first season of Scriptless now on LMC TV. And looking back, those original episodes, they were fantastic.
It was a lot of fun. We had some great people that are attached, and it just gets bigger and better.
I know.
And, in fact, working on the casting for that and getting the right people. The girl that's going to be on the show, who I manage, and she's a good friend of mine, name is Caroline Machetti. She's phenomenal, beautiful Colombian Italian girl. Father owns a wine vineyard in Italy.
Awesome.
She agreed to definitely be on Scriptless, and she's a phenomenal person. She's been going to acting school, and she actually just did Clinton Road, which Steve Stanislaus and Richard Grieco directed.
Right.
And she had a small role as a VIP guest.
Right.
That was her first in New York role ever.
That's awesome. I'm happy for her.
And she's loving it.
And, basically, anyone who works with you has had opportunities. I know that because I've had so many opportunities. After I met you at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Yes.
You were sitting next to me. And you asked me, what do you do? And I said, let's watch the film. And then we started talking about how we had friends in we knew similar
Correct,
people.
yes.
And the next thing I know is that you're submitting me, I'm getting parts. And it was a transition period for me. It was like really, you were very important in me getting back into acting again, and I really appreciate it.
Well, look, I'm always here to help, and it works both ways. I mean, you've hooked me up with many, many things.
Right.
In fact, there's this guy, Taino Escobar, okay? And the reason I'm bringing him up, because it kind of reminds me of something we were just talking about. This kid literally came as an extra for Clinton Road because I needed to get some actors, so I went on a site and I submitted a bunch of people and whatever, just to help out because I've already worked on the project, so I just needed some other people. And this guy Taino was amazing. Came by, then I worked on Joe Wallace's film with Danny Trejo, Bare Knuckle Brawler, and with Chris Victor and of course our own Pete Pissarro
from
he wrote
Scriptless.
it and produced.
I know, I can't
and he
believe-
did a great job in it.
He's a
We had
fantastic-
Martin Cove, Deborah Twist.
I used to work with Marty Cove on Cagney and Lacey.
Oh,
so-
I know. Marty's amazing.
I know. Marty's a cool guy.
And this guy, Taino, didn't care what we did. He says, you know what? Put me on this. Put me on this. I don't care about lines. I don't care about this. Do you know, Joe was nice enough to give him a good role, as far as, as a gunman.
Right.
And him and, his girl, Jessica, they were good troops. Now the guy is like in 7 of my films.
Right.
He shows up on time. The directors love him.
Right.
And an old friend of mine, and this is good for you to know,
Yes.
this guy Chris Foya. I haven't seen this guy Chris since my buddy Cliff Strobe, who passed away. And he connected me with him.
Right.
And this guy, Chris, does a lot of films. He has a nonprofit organization. We're actually talking tomorrow about me working on the casting
Cool.
and seeing how we could help each other, which was amazing. And he came, I did the Vinnie Vella show Monday, and he showed up there.
So you know what? I'm getting nervous that we're going to run out of time.
Sorry.
No, it's good because I really want to show this one
Yeah,
project
let's do
because
it.
it was such. I had the honor of being on this show, and thanks to you. Again, one thing I always know. I mean, one thing about you, JT, is that most times, except if I'm really, really busy, you can call me and say, listen, I need you for a show tomorrow, and I'll be there. And and believe me, I like the idea that you could trust me enough to even put me in that position to say, oh, I need someone in 3 days, can you do it? Or someone left it. And I've always appreciated that about you, JT. I'm telling you, you give me shows weeks ahead, but also if there's an opening, you have the confidence in me to work on a show.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying. But this one, I know I had to, I auditioned, you got me this part, I really appreciate it. And what's the name of the show that we're going to be showing?
This is Up on Sugar Hill. This is just a teaser, which is very small. It's only like 2 minutes.
Right.
And the thing about this Up on Sugar Hill,
Yes.
and the beauty of it, we have a 45-minute. Now, Ann Mitchell wrote it, Austin Bortnick directed it, and Ray Robledo, Ching Ching Productions.
Okay.
He is the actual guy who helped me produce it. And we have some great people that were attached. We have amazing actors. And of course, you were in there.
I appreciate
And we're
it.
actually going to be doing a big screening at the end of May.
I can't wait.
And we're going to show the real version of it, which is 45 minutes. But yeah, we
Awesome.
have the clip.
Okay, so why don't we all take a look at this and really enjoy it? It's beautiful. It has a beautiful cinematography, and it was a really great job. So
I appreciate
enjoy.
it. Thank you.
Daddy, you didn't forget we're going to see Motown the musical this week. I can't wait.
Good morning, my dear Donna. Do you really think your mother will let me forget that? I told him a long time ago there's a place in Harlem for him.
Seems he doesn't want a place in Harlem.
Puerto Ricans seem to have a patsy to sneak into South Harlem.
Puerto Ricans, they know better.
Oh, it's a bit stronger than that.
Hey guys, listen up. I stopped by my cousin's place the other day, and I got some disturbing news.
You ain't gonna believe this. You got a snake in your camp.
What?
You got this deep look of concern on your face. What's bothering you?
Jamel went to the dealership and spoke to Paulie.
Losing a loved one to enemies is different than when I have to make the decision.
Are you saying that you have to make this call?
Yes, indeed. It's a call that I must make.
Time has come.
Whatever you do, I trust that you'll deal with it the best way you see fit.
They got bold enough to set up a meeting with me.
So how was your trip? It's too slow. I couldn't get it fast enough.
So what is it I can do for you? Let me guess. You want to buy a new car?
I actually know, but I do have a proposition for you.
I can handle that. Consider it done. Do you really want to be some kind of thug in the street?
I'm not gonna lie. The money? Yeah, it does kind of excite.
What the hell is he talking about, man?
You were born into money without so much as a sweat.
He's known for this type of move. That's the word on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now's the time to shut his greedy ass down.
We've conquered too much in our worlds to let some amateur come in and ruin our glory.
I'll tell you, it was an honor being in the trailer. It was great watching it. I mean, just to see it. And the whole vibe on the set was like collegial. Everyone was having, it was just a really fun day for me. And I hope, I wish you success with it. I mean, for me, it's whatever happens, happens, but I wish you success because you deserve it. And you really put this whole thing together.
No, I mean, we had a great team. I had a lot of great cast, great crew. And what we're doing is we're actually shopping at my buddy Calvin. He works for BT. So he's been shopping it for me as far as talking to people. He saw the trailer already, and when we do the screening, we're going to have the actual networks that are going to be with us.
That's great.
Which is going to be amazing. And we've got some great people that are really getting attached to it. I don't know if you remember my buddy DJ Surge. He's actually going to be one of the producers on Redemption, and he's been around forever doing DJing, and he used to teach acting school, and he's done a lot of stuff. So a lot of people in this guy Trevor. I don't know if you know who Trevor is.
I haven't been hanging out that. I wish I was. Right now because of my work, I can't go to the parties and the networking. But even though I don't do that, you still keep in touch with me, and you still are always reaching out to me, which I think is. I really appreciate it. That's all I could say. But I should network more, I guess, to meet some of these people.
Well, the networking events aren't the way they used to be. Right. They've changed a lot. My birthday's coming up May 16th.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. And we're going to have a nice party. Of course, I'll invite you.
Yeah.
And Peter Rotundo, who's CBS Broadcasting's going to actually help me produce the event a little bit different.
Awesome.
And Ryan Shemin, my event partner, he'll be involved as well.
Yes.
And, but we've been doing a lot of different things. I've been doing the events with Ryan, which Success with Teamworks, and we've been having a lot of fun with that. Doing vinyl every Saturday, which is a great place. And Courtney Turner, my sister, she has a bunch of companies in LA. She's working on a bunch of stuff right now too. So everybody's trying to come together to help each other out, and I love that. I think that's really amazing.
And really, it seems like the projects are getting bigger and bigger. You're getting more and more talented people who are coming into these projects that you're bringing into it, and it's exciting. And even your stature is even elevating. So the whole thing, it's working. It's working, and I'm so honored to have you as my friend, JT. I'm telling you.
I appreciate it.
And you've really done a lot for me.
Same here.
And really.
And Andy Troy.
Yes.
Scars of a Predator?
I was in it.
Okay.
I played the judge.
Right. Well, what happened was we got it cleaned up. Ed Ciani, of course, who we were working on a couple of things together too. Yes. He's been cleaning it up a little bit as well, along as some other people have been helping out.
Is Ed an editor?
Ed is a production guy.
Oh,
he owns a production company.
I didn't know that. I thought he was.
He had his own TV show, Ed TV. Ed's great. He's one of my dear friends. He works a lot. And Ed's going to be one of my actors now, too.
Cool. I thought he was an actor. I thought that's all he did.
He used to be back in the day when he worked with martial arts and all that.
Right.
And what's going to happen is we're going to be doing something which is very interesting because Ed's been doing a lot of, different projects and so on.
Right.
So Scars of a Predator, my buddy Ken, is actually going to Cannes, and he's actually going to shop it out and see what people think.
Maybe I'll go on vacation.
Yeah.
I would love to see
Well, let's hope. I mean, Andy Troy worked really hard as a director, and I was casting director and I helped produce. I even had a cameo in there, but Andy's been, he's got his, he still does his events, and his music is amazing. He works really hard to do a lot of things.
But that was a fun production, Scars of a Predator, and I loved it. I mean, just being a judge, that was a great opportunity. I was never a judge before. And it was Joe Gowalis came up to me and said, "You should do, Law and Order now as a judge."
Oh yeah, no, you were great.
It was fun.
And don't forget, we got you in Talent Raiders.
That's right.
You did great. Did you ever see the article?
I saw the they had a nice picture of me too, and it was like a nice profile picture that was actually really good. It was like the whole page. It was awesome. It was great.
I mean, I work as a talent booker, obviously, for Talent Raiders and my buddy Joe Bennett's the owner.
Right.
And we have a new guy, Aldo, who's working now with us, and we got some great people. I have Nick Christopher who's writing it, and also we have what's his face. What's that guy's name? Oh my God, I forgot. One of the actors that we put in it. But when we did the article for you, one of my guys who was on the team said, "Is that Alan Bendich from Cagney and Lacey?"
I love it.
There's no way. How do you know that guy?
That was funny.
And I said, "I'm telling you, that's it. No, it's not. It's not. There's no way you got it."
So we have just so much fun. Life is good, and really, if it wasn't, I'll just say the television shows you got me into. There was a Japanese show that you got me into, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, I remember that.
That was so much fun, and the movies. And
was that Asian Mob?
No, the Japanese show. I was playing actually a person who was ill, and it was like I forgot the name. It was it's like something about it was a news program, but what they do is
Oh, okay, I know you're talking about.
it's
Okay.
about they take things and they blow it up and it was like everyone was getting ill. It was
Okay, I know you're talking about. Okay.
it was so much fun.
I just did a TV series called, well, it's a pilot for it, I'm sorry. It's called Asian Mob.
Yes.
And Jesus directed it.
Oh, cool.
And they hired me as casting director. I was referred, Austin Bornick introduced me, but I knew the guy. And we got reconnected, and it was amazing. And we worked on that. I've got Jamie Kwan in there. I got some good people in there.
Arson's
we did
a
it with
great
Nick
guy.
Storm. Yeah.
I mean, Arson. I mean, we connected. I just even remember at the audition,
Arson's
we connected,
amazing.
and it was just like we just started talking about business and stuff. I talked about Hollywood. He talked about his experience, and I just wish him well. I wish him the best. I really do. I hope everything's going to be okay with this guy. So.
Austin will be fine. I mean, right now he needs recovery.
Right.
He needs, just to take a break.
Right.
He'll be fine. It's just when medical issues. I was a stroke survivor, so
Thank
I
God.
know you got to. Yeah, exactly. You got to be careful with stuff like that.
Right.
It all takes time.
That's it.
It's all healing.
But you even helped my father. You got him into Ken Kushner's movie. I mean, you have a heart of gold, man, and I really appreciate it. And you're like the most selfless person I know in show business.
You know what? As I got in this business because I just wanted to help people. I mean, look, I made a lot of mistakes. I'm human, and there's people that I offended, which I do apologize. If anyone's out there and I did something wrong, the point is I always have my heart in the right place.
Right.
Like Ken Kushner, when I first met him, I met him through a friend of mine from G Unit, and we hit it off immediately. And he put me in a lot of his projects. He had me the honor of working as casting director. I'm working on the new film, 15 Rounds, but I think the name might have been changed.
Now it's called Brawler.
Oh, it's called Brawl. Okay.
Right. As
Brawler,
of 2 days ago, they changed the name.
and it was great working with Rob and Ken and all them, and it's just
That was a great production.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! I mean,
Ken works his butt off to try to get
when I played
people.
Mike Douglas, they had a set that made it look like the television series, the Mike Douglas Show. I mean, when I got on there, it was like, I was interviewing Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner.
Yeah.
And it was like it was just like, if you Google it, it was the same exact setup. It was unbelievable.
And there's so many people that I know that were in it, not just people that I've cast in it.
Right.
But the funny thing about it is I went to do the Vinnie Bell show on Monday,
Yes.
and I'm sitting there, and there's this big wrestler guy that my buddy Gary from DMTV brought me, and he's like, "Oh, I want you to meet this guy." And he was the guy who played Andre the Giant.
Oh my God! And it was funny. I was in the subway going to work about half a year ago, and I ran into the guy that played Don King. The
Okay.
guy, but the thing was, I was looking at him, and his hair wasn't up in the air or
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
He just looked like a regular actor, and it was like, but I could see in his face. I said, "Don King," and he said, "Mike Douglas," and it was like on the subway going to work.
Well, the guy who played Muhammad Ali was the guy from American
I
Gangster.
know, and he played Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
there
he was a
too.
friend of mine, and I remember when I called him up when he was in LA, and I told him about it. He goes, "I want to do this. I want to do this, JT." And I was with him at the premiere for American Gangster.
And he sounded exactly like.
Great guy.
Yeah.
I mean, there was so many good. Tony Farrell actually played the judge in that. I mean, the one thing that I'm actually honored and happy about
Yes.
is that everybody always pitches in to try to help. I mean, there's always issues, with different things,
Right.
but everyone always tries. And people, that they have to understand, especially the actors, if you can't be in one project, don't be upset.
Right.
There's a million other projects.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, so many people have sat in that seat that came from you, JT, and they all have only good things to say, and it's like, and I always say another JT guy, it's like, what would this show be without you? You know what I mean? So it's like you've really helped this show, you've helped me out, and it's been a good relationship both on a professional level and on a personal level, and. Maybe I'm saying it too much today, but it's true.
No, I do appreciate it and everything. I mean, it's funny, like my buddy George, TikTok Diner.
Yes.
My office is at the Hotel New York. I love TikTok Diner, and George is the manager. Every time I go to TikTok Diner, I always run into people I haven't seen in ages,
Right.
and they all just show up.
That's it.
And I got to give props to Willie DeMeo because, I grew up with the guy, I know him a long time, brilliant actor, very dear friend of
Unbelievable.
mine.
He's great,
I've
yeah.
worked with him in many things, and now he's, got the Gotti project with, Nino Fury is in that. Noel Ashman's actually producing it,
Right.
and Nino Fury, of course. But, the thing is that Willie has been doing so well in so many projects. Love the guy to death. always had my back as, when we were growing up, made sure that everybody always had respect for me. And that's one thing, it's like I never get a chance to talk to him about him on TV, but I have to say Willie DeMeo always does the right thing. Joey D'Onofrio's another one that I grew up with, another great actor, amazing person.
And you introduced me to him, which I thought was honest.
Joey's in a lot of projects,
Great,
and the guy just keeps on getting bigger and stronger.
I mean, loyalty is something that's...
Oh, yeah, I'm very big on loyalty.
And you also are very loyal to in return.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and that's what this business is about, really. I mean, it's really relationships that talent you need. But it's also respect for other people.
And I just found out my friend Jacqueline Escobar, who I know forever, she just got back in New York. You remember, you met her a while back, and she's phenomenal. She's what do you call it? She just got back from New York from, I forgot where she was, but she was far away. But she's an amazing young woman, and a very dear friend of mine, and always has my back when we're talking about loyalty and stuff. But the thing is, it's like one hand washes the other. And everyone has to have respect for everybody. Look, I got people that don't like me. If they would call me and tell me why they don't like me, well, maybe there would be a better way of situations. But the thing is that people like to just say what they want to say.
I'll say this about this business. It's not always, no matter how hard you try to help people. The other person has to dance. You know what I mean? You can't dance for that person. You can give them the opportunities to audition, to go there. But as long, you can't, everyone has to find their own way in life. But one thing you do is you give people opportunities to find their way. And you do it not just once. You keep on sending people out. You keep on bringing them to auditions. You do the right thing for people. You did that for me. So I can only, I know it. I know you've done it for other people too. So
well, it's all submitting, and it's all basically example like Carolina, the girl that's going to be on today. The guy that I know, Robert Samuels, he's a first Afro-American stunt guy, a very good friend of mine, martial artist. Everybody knows this guy. He's amazing. I spoke to him, and we were talking about different things, and he's like, yeah, JT, when you need something, you let me know, whatever. I'm working on a project. I can introduce you, whatever. And the thing is, I text him about it. Bobby's great. You see, the thing is, people love to help other people, and that's what it's all about. It's all about loyalty and all about family. And I'm a very big supporter of that, and I tell people all the time, don't get mad because somebody got a job. Just be happy because they got a job. You got plenty of other opportunities.
And the other thing is, the more people you get work for, the more opportunities you get to give other people work. I mean, once you bring good people to a project, that just enhances your own reputation. So the more you do that, the more you do it. It's just, it feeds on itself. So people should just accept the fact that they're not going to get every part that you think you're going to get, but there's always going to be a part that you're going to get. As long as you keep on plugging away, there's going to be opportunities.
Well, you remember Beth, she was on Scriptless, and now she's on Orange is the New Black. Like every time you turn on the TV, so Beth. And she's doing fantastic.
And that's
I'm very proud of her.
And that's good.
But that's the thing. You see, Alan, same thing with the magazine. When they said, we need people in the magazine, who do you think would be good? Right away, Alan Bendich, put him in there. Then when they found out you were with Cagney and Lacey, it was a whole different ballgame.
Life is good, though, and that's what my father always says. And you really, I really have to thank you. I have to thank Ken, too, but I really have to thank you for casting my dad into shows. Because it was...
Your dad's great.
But he gets such pleasure out of that, and he's a ham, just like his son.
Oh, he was a lot of fun.
And he did a good job too. I mean, he was with Steve Baldwin, and that was an awesome scene. I mean, the more I think about it, and that day on the set, he did such a good job. Ken was thrilled with it. And again, it couldn't have happened if it wasn't for you. So I have to thank you again for that.
Well, like I said, if I could do something to help somebody out, I mean, that's what I'm here for. The same thing with my sister. She's right now working, doing all kinds of stunts and training and doing her acrobatics and all that, but she's still producing and running 3 companies.
That's it.
With our partners.
And, it's really beautiful. All the things you do are really beautiful. But unfortunately, there's just really one thing left to say. That's a wrap. Good night, folks.